We declare it openly. We have broken the American-Israeli project and have entered a new phase. Whoever wants to act now must act on the basis of this new phase. Israel must leave without condition or restriction. Any commitment that undermines Lebanon's sovereignty will not pass.
After Iran's latest threat, Hezbollah's Secretary General Naim Qassem has issued his own ominous warning to Israel. Naim Qassem has launched a fierce verbal assault on Israel, openly mocking the IDF for what he portrays as its failure in the Lebanon war. In his Ashura address, the Hezbollah chief set out what he claims is the only path to lasting peace in Lebanon: a complete and unconditional Israeli withdrawal from every inch of Lebanon. These escalating warnings raise the question of whether Israel will eventually relent and pull back, or whether Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will push on with the campaign. With reports of more than 5 Israeli soldiers killed in the Lebanon theater, critics are asking if Netanyahu is continuing to invest lives and resources in what increasingly looks, to Hezbollah's narrative, like a lost war that brings no strategic gain. Just one day after Iran threatened possible escalation, Hezbollah's Secretary General Naim Qassem stepped up to issue his own warning to Israel, underlining how closely the group's messaging is tied to Tehran's regional posture. Qassem delivered these remarks on June 26 during an address to the Central Ashura Council, using the emotionally charged commemoration of Karbala as the backdrop for his latest political and military statements. He insisted that the resistance has emerged stronger and more confident despite months of war, arguing that Israel and the United States have failed to crush Hezbollah or break its support base.
The U.S. Secretary of State Rubio says, Israel is in Lebanon because Hezbollah is targeting it with rockets. No, Israel is in Lebanon because it wants to swallow it whole. Israel is in Lebanon because it wants to occupy it on the road to Greater Israel. The resistance only came into being because of aggression and occupation. This Israeli-American aggression by land, sea, and air against civilians, against trees, stones, and life itself, with every type of weapon, with the help of states and collaborators, with schemes of sedition involving the army, sect, and confession, with political criminalization and financial siege, and plans to strike educational, social, and cultural institutions. This is a major war, and a great danger they wanted in order to erase our existence. But praise be to God, with the Karbala-like stance of all our proud and noble people, we were able to halt this aggression. We were able to achieve a great accomplishment. We declare it openly. We have broken the American-Israeli project and have entered a new phase. Whoever wants to act now must act on the basis of this new phase. There is no option before Israel except complete withdrawal from every inch of our Lebanese land and stopping the aggression by air, land, and sea, in every form. Its aggression has failed to achieve expansionist goals, and this is a fundamental starting point on which we build. Israel must leave without condition or restriction. Any commitment that undermines Lebanon's sovereignty will not pass. No one has the right to sign or accept anything of that sort. All solutions must be under the ceiling of full sovereignty for Lebanon and complete independence for Lebanon. No normalization, no cancellation of the state of hostility, no gains for Israel, no partial presence. On Lebanese soil, Israel must depart humiliated, broken, and this is what will happen. We consider that the ceiling of sovereignty can be achieved by remaining within the results of the November 27, 2024 agreement, and on the basis that the Lebanese South alone, south of the Litani River, not all the South, is the framework. The resistance continues with its presence, its decision-making, its capabilities. It is now the pillar of Lebanon's independence and liberation, and will remain so. It is this people, it is this land, it is the past, the present, and the future. The Lebanese Authority cannot oppose and antagonize more than half of the Lebanese people, and still expect the country to function normally. The country is made of its components, not of its offices. Officials are entrusted with safeguarding the nation. They have honor if they succeed, and the people will hold them to account if they fail.
Qassem also took aim at the Iran-US memorandum, portraying it as a formal admission of defeat by Washington and Israel, and suggesting that the document proves the resistance camp has forced its enemies to step back. Notably, his sharpened warnings to Israel came just one day after Iran issued its own severe threat, reinforcing the impression that Hezbollah is moving in lockstep with Tehran's strategy as the region teeters between war and fragile ceasefires. On June 25, Quds Force Chief Ismail Qani declared that Israel must leave Lebanon or flee in defeat, framing withdrawal as the only acceptable endgame. Qani argued that last week's US-Iran deal requires full Lebanese sovereignty to be restored, implying Israeli troops and buffer zones have no place in the final arrangement. Israel has flatly rejected that framing and vowed to stay in southern Lebanon until Hezbollah is fully disarmed, keeping its own red line firmly at odds with Tehran's. Meanwhile, a US official claimed Israel had already withdrawn from part of its South Lebanon buffer zone, hinting at a quiet adjustment on the ground. The official told reporters that Lebanese armed forces should now move in to secure those vacated positions, shifting responsibility back to Beirut. Israeli security officials, however, denied that any withdrawal had been ordered or completed, insisting publicly that their posture remained unchanged. Lebanese security sources also said they knew of no verified Israeli pullout, deepening the mystery over whether a real shift had begun or was only being floated. These claims surfaced amid reports that the IDF has delayed demolitions of key Hezbollah sites during the ceasefire, softening its tactics while talks continue. A tunnel at Maid al-Zoun and several positions near Beaufort Castle have reportedly not been destroyed, despite earlier indications they were marked for demolition. The IDF also halted its push into the Ali Taher tunnel complex after the June 21 ceasefire, pausing operations at a site once described as a prime target. The military had previously labeled that tunnel network the Bad Division's nerve center, a core Hezbollah command hub buried underground. Reports suggested at least 30 Hezbollah fighters were believed to be hiding underground in that area, underscoring the risk and value of any assault there. Under heavy US pressure, Israel has reportedly scaled back some Lebanon strikes as part of a larger ceasefire package tied to wider regional understandings. Trump's memorandum with Tehran explicitly demands that all fronts, including Lebanon, fall quiet, making the border calm a test of the entire agreement. Israel has opposed that clause from the start and still insists on holding a security zone in Lebanon despite the memorandum, keeping one foot inside even as pressure mounts.
The IDF is prepared in the yellow line, and we are not retreating. We announced that in any case, we are not withdrawing, as of this moment, and this is a political achievement. There is no American demand for Israel to withdraw from Lebanon.
There is no such demand?
There is no demand, and in any case, we will not withdraw.
Even if there is an American demand, we will not withdraw from southern Lebanon.
But there is no demand. We've made it clear. The Prime Minister to the President, me to Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, the IDF. We are there to protect the residents of the North.